Do you ever wake up feeling stiff? Even after a full night's sleep, perhaps your joints ache a little more than they used to. Or maybe that lingering fatigue just won't budge. No matter how much you rest, you might find yourself saying, "It's just part of getting older." But what if I told you there's a secret, silent force at play, often hiding right in your kitchen, making those aches, that brain fog, and that general feeling of being unwell so much worse? It's not just about age, it's about inflammation, a quiet fire burning within your body, and certain everyday foods are pouring fuel on it. This isn't just about feeling a bit uncomfortable. Chronic inflammation can pave the way for more serious issues like heart disease, diabetes, and even memory decline. But here's the hopeful truth. You have the power to put out that fire. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 common foods that are quietly causing inflammation in our bodies, especially as we navigate our incredible journey after 60. And trust me, watching to the end will reveal something that might genuinely surprise you, offering a path to feeling more vibrant and energetic than you thought possible. So, let's talk about the first big one, a real sneaky culprit that's present in so much of what we eat, often without us even realizing it: refined sugar. Think about it, that extra spoonful in your tea, the seemingly innocent cookie with your afternoon coffee, the sugary cereals, the desserts, the fizzy drinks, and even many prepackaged meals and sauces. Refined sugar, unlike the natural sugars found in whole fruits, is stripped of all its fiber, vitamins, and minerals when you consume it. Particularly in liquid form, like a soft drink, it hits your bloodstream incredibly fast, causing a rapid spike in your blood glucose levels. Your body then rushes to produce insulin to bring those levels down. But over time, these constant, drastic fluctuations can lead to something called insulin resistance. When your cells become less responsive to insulin, your body has to work even harder, pumping out more and more. And this relentless effort fuels a significant inflammatory response throughout your system. Imagine a series of tiny alarms going off in your body, signaling distress, all because of that seemingly harmless sweet treat. This inflammation isn't just a vague concept. It manifests in ways you can feel. That joint stiffness in the morning. It could be the direct result of inflammatory molecules called cytokines, which are triggered by high sugar intake, making their way to your joints and aggravating existing conditions like arthritis, the brain fog, the difficulty concentrating, or even the feeling of being generally sluggish can also be tied back to this sugar, particularly fructose, which is a big part of high fructose corn syrup used in many processed foods. Can be particularly problematic for your liver. When the liver is constantly processing excessive amounts of fructose, it can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And this condition itself is a massive contributor to systemic inflammation. It's like your body is constantly battling a low-grade infection, even when there isn't one. Furthermore, refined sugar contributes to the formation of advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These aren't just a clever acronym. They're harmful compounds that form when sugar molecules bind to proteins or fats in your body. Think of it like a sticky caramelization process happening inside you. These AGEs accumulate over time, especially as we get older, and they are incredibly pro-inflammatory. They damage collagen and elastin, leading to stiffer arteries, less elastic skin, and contributing to conditions like cataracts and even kidney disease. So, that sweet indulgence isn't just adding to your waistline. It's actively aging your cells from the inside out, making everything from your skin to your blood vessels less flexible and more prone to inflammation. So, what can we do about it? The good news is, you don't have to completely abandon sweetness forever. The key is awareness and making smarter choices. Start by becoming a detective in your own kitchen. Read food labels diligently. Sugar hides under many names: dextrose, maltose, corn syrup, sucrose, fruit juice concentrate. The list goes on. Aim to reduce your intake of highly processed foods, which are often laden with hidden sugars. Instead of reaching for a sugary pastry, try a piece of fruit like berries or an apple. They offer natural sweetness along with fiber, which slows down sugar absorption and prevents those sharp blood sugar spikes. Swap out sugary drinks for water infused with lemon or cucumber, or unsweetened herbal teas. If you crave something sweet, A small square of dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa, can satisfy that desire without the inflammatory heat. Making these gradual changes can significantly reduce the internal fire refined sugar is stoking, helping you feel more comfortable, clear-headed, and energized throughout your day. Now that we've talked about how sugar quietly inflames our systems, let's turn our attention to another ubiquitous and often misunderstood category of foods that might be doing similar damage. Now, let's turn our attention to something equally pervasive and perhaps even more insidious when it comes to silent inflammation: highly processed seed oils. We're talking about oils like soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, and canola oil. These oils are found in a startling amount of packaged foods, from salad dressings and mayonnaise to baked goods, crackers, and nearly everything fried. They're often marketed as healthy or heart-friendly, but the truth is, their processing methods and their chemical composition can be deeply problematic for our bodies, especially as we age. The extraction process for these oils often involves high heat, harsh chemicals, and deodorizers, which can damage the delicate fatty acids, turning them rancid even before they hit the shelf. This processing alone creates pro-inflammatory compounds, but the bigger issue lies in their fatty acid profile. These oils are incredibly high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, don't get me wrong, omega-6 are essential for our bodies, but it's all about balance. Historically, our ancestors consumed a diet with a much more balanced ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids, perhaps closer to 1:1 or 2:1. Today, in the typical Western diet, that ratio can be as skewed as 15:1 or even 20:1, heavily favoring omega-6s. This dramatic imbalance is a major driver of chronic inflammation. Think of omega-6s as the gas pedal for inflammation and omega-3s as the brakes. When you have too much gas and not enough brake, your body is constantly in a state of low-grade inflammation. This overabundance of omega-6s can contribute to everything from joint pain and digestive issues to skin problems and a heightened risk of chronic diseases. They can become incorporated into the membranes of your cells, making those cell membranes more rigid and prone to inflammation, impacting how cells communicate and function. So, what's the practical advice here? It's about consciously choosing your cooking oils and scrutinizing ingredient labels. When you're at home, switch from those highly processed seed oils to healthier alternatives for cooking, like extra virgin olive oil for lower heat cooking and salad dressings, or avocado oil for higher heat applications. Coconut oil can also be a good option for certain dishes. These alternatives have different fatty acid profiles, often with more beneficial monounsaturated fats or a better balance of omega-3 to omega-6. When you're buying packaged foods, flip that package over and look at the ingredient list. You'll be surprised how many products contain soybean oil or canola oil. Opt for products that use olive oil or avocado oil instead. Or, even better, choose whole, unprocessed foods that don't need these oils at all. Making this switch can significantly reduce your daily inflammatory load, giving your body a much-needed break from the constant inflammatory signaling. Moving on from those hidden oils, let's talk about something else that's a staple in many kitchens, yet can be a silent contributor to that internal fire: refined grains. Think about it. That fluffy white bread, most common pasta, white rice, and many breakfast cereals are made from refined grains. In the refining process, the most nutritious parts of the grain, the bran and the germ, are stripped away. What's left is primarily the starchy endosperm. This means they've lost their fiber, B vitamins, and essential minerals. Without the fiber, these refined grains are rapidly digested and absorbed, much like refined sugar. And this leads to quick spikes in blood sugar and, you guessed it, insulin surges, just like with refined sugar. These consistent blood sugar roller coasters contribute to inflammation throughout the body. Your system interprets these rapid changes as a stressor, triggering an inflammatory response. Consider that warm, comforting slice of white toast in the morning, or that bowl of pasta for dinner. While they might feel satisfying at the moment, their quick conversion to sugar in your body can leave you feeling sluggish and contribute to that cycle of inflammation that makes your joints ache or your brain feel foggy. The repeated consumption of refined grains can also impact your gut microbiome, leading to an imbalance of beneficial and harmful bacteria. A healthy gut is crucial for a healthy immune system and for keeping inflammation in check. So when it's disrupted, it can further fuel systemic inflammation. The body struggles to keep up with the constant demand for insulin and the subsequent inflammatory cascades. So, instead of being nourishing, these foods become a source of ongoing stress for your system. The good news here is that there are delicious and easy swaps you can make. Instead of white bread, opt for whole grain bread with a good amount of fiber listed on the label. Choose whole wheat pasta, brown rice, quinoa, or oats as your staple grains. These whole grains retain their bran and germ, meaning they offer vital fiber, which slows down glucose absorption, helping to stabilize blood sugar levels. They also provide prebiotics, which feed the beneficial bacteria in your gut, supporting a healthy microbiome and, in turn, a healthier inflammatory response. It's about choosing complex carbohydrates over simple ones, giving your body sustained energy and nutrients rather than quick, inflammatory spikes. By making these simple changes, you're not just avoiding an inflammatory trigger, you're actively supporting your body's natural anti-inflammatory pathways. These dietary shifts might seem small, but their cumulative effect on your well-being, energy levels, and overall comfort can be truly transformative, moving you towards a less inflamed and more vibrant state. Now, let's talk about another common food group that can silently contribute to inflammation-processed meats. We're talking about things like bacon, sausages, hot dogs, deli meats, and cured meats. While they might be convenient and tasty, the way they're made and what they contain can be quite problematic for your inflammatory markers. Many processed meats are high in saturated fats and often include additives like nitrates and nitrites, which are used for preservation and color. When these meats are cooked at high temperatures, especially through grilling or frying, these compounds can form other harmful substances called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, which we briefly touched on earlier with sugar, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs. Both AGEs and PAHs are highly inflammatory compounds that can damage your cells, contribute to oxidative stress, and accelerate the aging process throughout your body, leading to stiffer arteries, increased joint pain, and a higher risk of chronic diseases. Think about that delicious breakfast bacon or the convenience of a deli meat sandwich for lunch. While they might be quick fixes, the regular consumption of these items can be a persistent source of inflammation. The nitrates and nitrites, in particular, can convert into N-nitroso compounds in your gut, which have been linked to various health concerns, including inflammation of the digestive tract. Furthermore, the high sodium content often found in processed meats can contribute to high blood pressure, which itself is a pro-inflammatory state. Your body works harder, straining your cardiovascular system, and this constant strain feeds into systemic inflammation. It's like putting constant low-level stress on your internal systems. This isn't about demonizing all meat, but rather focusing on the highly processed versions that come with a baggage of inflammatory compounds. So, what can you do instead of relying on processed meats? Choose lean, unprocessed protein sources. Opt for fresh chicken, turkey, fish, or plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, and tofu. If you enjoy bacon or sausage, consider them as occasional treats rather than daily staples. When you do choose meats, focus on cooking methods like baking, roasting, or stewing, which are less likely to produce those harmful compounds than high-heat grilling or frying. And always check the labels for nitrates, nitrites, and excessive sodium. Making these swaps can significantly reduce the intake of inflammatory agents from your diet, helping to quiet that internal fire and supporting your heart, joints, and overall vitality. Next on our list of surprising culprits, and something many people turn to thinking they're making a healthy choice, are artificial sweeteners. We're talking about aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, often found in diet sodas, sugar-free yogurts, chewing gum, and many other processed foods. The irony is that while they're designed to help you avoid sugar and calories, they might be quietly causing their own set of problems. particularly when it comes to inflammation and your gut health. Research is increasingly showing that artificial sweeteners can negatively impact your gut microbiome, the vast community of bacteria living in your intestines. These bacteria play a crucial role in digestion, nutrient absorption, and even immune function. When the balance of these beneficial bacteria is disrupted, it can lead to dysbiosis, which is an imbalance that often triggers systemic inflammation. It's as if your gut, which is a major hub of your immune system, gets confused and starts launching an inflammatory response because of these foreign substances. This can manifest as digestive discomfort, bloating, and even a general feeling of malaise. Think about sipping on that diet soda, believing you're doing your body a favor by avoiding sugar, only to find yourself feeling sluggish or experiencing unexplained aches later. The scientific community is still unraveling the full extent of artificial sweeteners' impact, but the emerging evidence points to their potential to induce glucose intolerance, alter metabolic pathways, and yes, promote inflammation. Even without the calorie load of sugar, your body is incredibly intelligent. And sometimes, trying to trick it with artificial ingredients can lead to unintended consequences. The best strategy here is to gradually reduce your reliance on anything artificially sweetened. Instead of diet sodas, reach for plain water, sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime, or unsweetened herbal teas. If you need a touch of sweetness, consider small amounts of natural options like stevia or monk fruit. But even with these, moderation is key. The ultimate goal is to retrain your palate to appreciate less intense sweetness and to enjoy the natural flavors of whole, unprocessed foods. This shift not only bypasses the potential inflammatory effects of artificial sweeteners, but also guides you towards a healthier, less processed diet overall, which is always a win for reducing inflammation. Finally, let's talk about something that's enjoyed socially by many, but in excess can be a significant contributor to inflammation: alcohol. While a moderate amount of certain types of alcohol, like red wine, has sometimes been linked to certain health benefits due to antioxidants, the line between beneficial and harmful is incredibly fine, especially as we age. For seniors, even moderate amounts can quickly tip into excess, and this excess puts a considerable strain on your body's systems, particularly your liver and your gut, leading to widespread inflammation. When you consume alcohol, your liver works hard to metabolize it and remove toxins from your body. Chronic or excessive alcohol consumption can overwhelm the liver, leading to alcoholic fatty liver disease, alcoholic hepatitis, and cirrhosis, all conditions characterized by significant inflammation and damage to liver cells. But it's not just the liver that suffers. Alcohol can directly irritate the lining of your digestive tract, leading to what's often called leaky gut syndrome. This is where the gut lining becomes more permeable, allowing undigested food particles, toxins, and bacteria to escape into the bloodstream. When these foreign invaders enter your system, your immune system mounts a vigorous inflammatory response to try and neutralize them, resulting in systemic inflammation that can affect every part of your body, from your joints to your brain. You might notice more aches, a feeling of general malaise, or even disturbed sleep after a night where you've had more than a couple of drinks. And a lot of that can be attributed to the inflammatory burden alcohol places on your system. It can also disrupt sleep patterns, and poor sleep itself is a known contributor to inflammation. So, it's a vicious cycle where one bad habit feeds another. The key with alcohol is mindful moderation, or for some, complete avoidance. The general guidelines suggest no more than 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 for men. But as we age, our bodies metabolize alcohol differently, and even these amounts might be too much for some individuals, especially if you're taking medications. Pay attention to how your body feels. If you notice increased stiffness, fatigue, or digestive upset after consuming alcohol, it's a clear sign that it's contributing to your inflammatory load. Consider swapping alcoholic beverages for non-alcoholic options more often. Sparkling water with fruit, herbal teas, or non-alcoholic mocktails. Giving your liver and gut a break from alcohol can significantly reduce internal inflammation, leading to more energy, less pain, and better overall health. So, there you have it, 6 seemingly innocent foods, refined sugar, highly processed seed oils, refined grains, processed meats, artificial sweeteners, and excessive alcohol that are quietly fueling inflammation in our bodies after 60. Now, I know this might feel like a lot to take in, and perhaps a bit overwhelming. But please don't feel discouraged. The surprising truth I promised you at the beginning isn't about deprivation. It's about empowerment. It's the profound realization that you have incredible control over how you feel every single day. Simply by making conscious choices about what you put into your body, you don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Remember, small changes can make a monumental difference. Start by choosing just 1 or 2 of these suggestions to implement this week. Maybe you swap out your daily diet soda for sparkling water. Or perhaps you try whole grain bread instead of white. Each step, no matter how small, is a powerful act of self-care and an investment in your future well-being. Your body is an amazing machine, and it responds beautifully to what you feed it. By reducing these inflammatory triggers, you're not just easing aches and pains, you're supporting your heart, your brain, your joints, and boosting your energy levels, paving the way for a more active, vibrant, and joyful life. Imagine waking up feeling more refreshed, moving with greater ease, and thinking with more clarity. That's the potential reward for making these mindful changes. We are all on this journey together, and every little bit counts. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these foods are you going to tackle first? Or what healthy swaps have you already made that have made a difference for you? Sharing your experiences can inspire so many others in our community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more practical tips and encouragement to live your best life at every age. You truly deserve to feel wonderful, and with these simple shifts, you are well on your way.